In this tutorial, we are going to identify the continents, and then we're going to learn some Photoshop tricks and help organize this layers bit. Okay, so first of all, let's clean this up. I'm going to get rid of one of these layers here, and I'll keep the background there, just this extra one in case I need it. Now, I did a Google search and I just typed in the continents. Probably could have dropped the. And I got this image here. I clicked it, and so here we go. We're gonna identify the different continents. Oh, they have it separate. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got Middle East, Europe, Asia, Africa, and you might think Eurasia is one giant continent, and I've heard people describe it that way, but anyway, we're gonna do it this way so we all kind of know where everything is. Okay, and let's go into Photoshop, and the first thing we're gonna do, this one looks the easiest. Let's go with South America. Okay, so on the map here, we're gonna make sure we're on this layer, and we're gonna do some layer management in a second, but I'm gonna show you how to trace around this part, and we're gonna fill it in with whatever color we want. So I'm gonna use, and I want you guys to try out this magnetic lasso tool. It's really cool. Okay, and when you're on the map layer, you can click around the piece of land that you want, and Photoshop, using its programming, has kind of identified what you last clicked on, and it thinks, okay, we're probably trying to trace whatever you last clicked on. So if you just keep going along the outline, it'll do a pretty good job for you. Okay, so I'm gonna and it'll kind of go on its own, but I like to click often so that I could kind of reset the setting, because if you notice, it will mess up a little bit, but it's pretty good. Okay, and so let's just keep going around. I'm gonna trace or select all around South America here. Okay, and want to get it pretty good. And when you get to the original point, a little thing will, if you double click, oh shoot, I messed up, and it undid everything I did. So I'm gonna go fast now. So that'll probably happen to you guys, and you'll see that, well, you can get real frustrated, or you could just redo it real quick. Okay, so I'm going to redo this real quick, and then after I select it, let's see, let me go a little bit faster because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Okay, then we want to get to a point where we're close to the original point, and then double click. There we go. So we have it all selected. You'll see, like, so I've heard people refer to this dotted line as marching ants. Now that we've selected this area, we need to create a new layer, because we're going to drop the paint bucket into this selected area. So to make a new layer, we click this little plus sign on the layers palette. By the way, some of you don't know where the layers window is. If you don't know where it is, you go window layers. Okay, and there it is. And you could hit this plus sign and pick whatever color you want. So I'm gonna pick red for now. And then I will just simply take the paint bucket. Oops, why didn't it go red? Okay, go red, and then put the paint bucket in there. I'm gonna match the colors on the internet, and I notice you can't right click this image, so I have to go back, and I'm gonna control click and copy this image, and I'm gonna paste it into my Photoshop work, Command V, and watch this. With the paint bucket selected, remember it started here as a gradient when you turn on Photoshop for the first time, and paint bucket, if you hold Option, your mouse turns into an eyedropper, and then that's the color it's selected. If you don't want to hold on Option, I believe there's an eyedropper tool somewhere on your toolbar. There it is, right there. And you could just simply click, go back to the paint bucket. I'm going to turn this layer off make sure I go back onto this layer, and then I will drop the paint bucket in there, okay? Now, one other thing I'm gonna do is I am going to hit the, I'm gonna take the T tool, and I'm gonna write South America right here. Now I need to change the color or else I won't see it. Right? What kind of crazy font is that? Okay, let's just do that. Okay, so South America. Right? Ta-da. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is select both of these layers and group them. Command G, or you can go up here. Now that I have two selected, I held, let me back up. If you click one layer and then hold Shift, you can click two layers together. And then you can click this little drop down thing here and say new group from layers. And I'm gonna call this South America. Okay? And I could turn it on or off all together. Okay? Okay, so we're gonna do all the continents. So I just give you a quick tutorial on doing South America. And then I need you to go ahead, and I don't need to make a tutorial for each one. Go ahead and do all the different continents, and where do you find them? If you don't know them, that's why we're learning them. Type in the continents, and we're gonna use this right here, this world atlas here. And if you click visit, it enlarges, and you could actually click these links. Kind of cool. So learn about each one. Okay, so you got Asia, we're separating Middle East, Europe, Africa, Australia, and Oceania, and we'll have to draw Antarctica on ours later. Okay, because the map that I used didn't have Antarctica down here. Okay, so go ahead and have fun tracing out all of the continents. Have fun.